Hello everybody, I am Elio, and let us continue playing Super Mario Galaxy. Last time, we pretty much finished off all the galaxies we can do up to this point, apart from the Green Star galaxies, which I'm actually going to save till the end of the game, just so you know. Fun time shall be had then. And, of course, the Bowser Galaxy here in the Bedroom Dome, so let's open it up. You have an excess of 30 stars in order to play it, it's crazy. And that's what you get when you get all the stars in a dome before proceeding. So, time for one pretty much my favourite Bowser Galaxy in the game, Bowser's Dark Matter Plant. I just love it because of all the dark matter here and all the strategic ways we're going to be avoiding it using the gravity switching and the platforms. Darkness on the horizon. Pretty sure pose no threat to us because we're Mario. Yes. So, of course, all this purple stuff here is the dark matter we're going to be avoiding because if you touch it, it's instant death. So, don't touch it! Yes. I'll just drop down here, long jump, and you hit that Goomba along the way, why not? And do a triple jump here, save some time so you don't have to use the platforms. Double jump halfway up this pole, down these platforms. Those holes there aren't particularly dangerous, they'll just drop you down to the ground, but these transparent cubes are what are really dangerous, because I guess they're a different form of matter, dark matter, because they'll kill you all the same. They'll instant death you all the same, so be sure to avoid them. And we'll just continue long jumping along. Now this section up ahead, I love it because it's a shining example of the design here. It's probably my favourite section in the level, but it's kind of lengthy, so I'm going to actually try and pull off a shortcut. Oh, there we go. Now, get a good run up, long jump, spin at the coins, up, right, up, and spin, and you land on the platform, thank goodness. That shortcut is not as easy to pull off as I made that look. I actually had to practice that quite a bit so I could pull it off that well. It's a shortcut I learned from tape, and it really does save a lot of time, because though I love that section, it's kind of lengthy, so I'd rather skip it. And that's, as sad as that is, I'd rather love to skip the Loombas as well, because it's getting a little bit of time as well. And here's the big man himself.
Whoa, it's you! That's it, Mario. I'm gonna stop you in the space bits.
And he still hasn't thought of a new death threat for us, I see. Nor has he thought up of a different way to fight us, because he's going to fight us pretty much exactly the same way. Though he's going to start by summoning 3 rings instead of the original one. And he'll also have a dark version of his, I guess a dark version of his own spin attack, like ours. Which you can actually counter, but which I discovered recently, but I never try it myself, because he might end up jumping right into you after you counter him, so I don't risk it some of the time. Whoa. So, I'm just taking hits. They summon a lot more fireballs. 2 in a row there, which I could have had the possibility of landing on. These green platforms, by the way, I didn't point them out before, but you can stand on them so you can avoid the lasers he summons from ground pounds. So, oh! Running around in a weird direction here. This time, there we go. Boom! Red tail. And gotcha! Second hit down, and yeah, you can actually destroy those green platforms as well if you're not careful. You can hit him into them, which will give you some extra star bits, I guess, if you're aiming for that. If you're aiming for them, I guess you could do that. Now, here's where things get kind of tricky because of all the fireballs lying around, and now he's going to spin 3 times, and you need to avoid all 3. And as I said before, I don't like countering them, so might have been a little more tricky for me than it could have been, but we've got off kind of scot-free here, so 1, 2, and my favourite part, boom, 3! Now, third hit is always the best. He spins so fast around the planet and just go boom! And we land like a boss, of course.
Whoa, not bad. I guess I chose the right guy to be my arch-enemy. At least you always put up a fight. But it's too bad for you, because my master plan is almost complete. Tough luck, Mario.
Yeah, well, you go and spin and disappear in actually a very similar way to the way he does in Super Mario 64, I realised fairly recently. And he'll make our star appear. So long jump into it. And we have our 5th Grand Star! Hurrah! Oh, oh. That is still silly, and it shall always be. And blast off! It's gonna be a shame to not see the bedroom dome for a while, because it is a toss-up between the kitchen dome and the bedroom dome as to which is my favorite, because bedroom dome has some really good galaxies like Gusty Garden and Freeze Flame, and Honey Climb is one of the best Starvik grinding levels, and as much as we knock Dusty Dune, you must admit it does have some memorable moments. Yeah, I'll complete that level in record time, so what? What are you looking at? Maria's now suddenly extra. And, of course, we've opened up all the galaxies in the next dome because of how many stars we have. And we've ascertained the location of our special one. I don't know why you can't just say confirmed. Well, I guess if it teaches the kids new words, then I guess I'm not complaining. I'm pretty sure I learned ascertained from this game. So we only need one more star, right? No, we actually have all the stars we need. You only need 60 to be able to go to the final level here. But for some reason it feels the need to always play that cutscene where it goes from 1 to 0. Yeah. And we'll jump on Alima's head as we go along, why not? So, as I mentioned before, we have pretty much nothing else to do except the Green Star Galaxies, so I say we head on to our next dome, which, the name of which Landlubber actually said for a moment there. It is the engine room, and that guy helpfully pointed it out as well. But before we head in, I'm actually going to head over here to a teleporter, which I'm going to head onto so we can open it up for future use at the beginning of parts, just so we can head straight from the beginning to this teleporter, and it probably saves us a little more time than going to that green teleporter over there. So, now that we've got that shortcut opened, we'll jump over to the engine dome then, shall we? And of course the engine dome is the... opening up the engine dome is what, of course, gave power to the observatory so we can actually go to the final level, just in case you missed that part earlier. So, let's open up our first galaxy here, Golden Leaf Galaxy. And looking at that icon there, you may notice that it has a striking similarity to the first planet in Honey Hive, and that'll bring us to one of the quirks of the engine dome. It's infamous for having quite a few throwbacks, as I might call them, but a lot of people call them rip-offs and ripping off previous levels, but I'm hopefully not going to complain about that too much and just enjoy the game for what it is. So let's land here, and just like before, just like in Honey Hive, the star bit's behind you when you start, but it's an L instead of an M. Kind of neat. So that's there. You long jump in here and head back here, because the goal of the start of this mission is to collect 5 blue star chips, and there's one there with those fatal of bodyguards. A lot of failing bodyguards in this game, aren't there? And the second one's up there, which you can use get with the warp star, and get the third one from long jumping from there. Though the idea is to pound in the stump so it'll make a warp star for you. But you can just do it like I did. Fourth one's in that crate, and then the fifth one is the most out of the way. That's the log there, so it doesn't trip me up. And yeah, the fifth one is the most out of the way. You have to go up this slope here from the start. But thankfully, for the first mission at least, you have this flower, which can fly you up. And don our bee suit once again. Again, just like Honey Hive. Oh, got that star bit there while it's there. Might as well. Bouncing and attractive and grabbing my attention. Why not? And 20 star bits. It's kind of good that I've got 20 already, because I usually find that this galaxy doesn't have too many star bits to collect. Yeah, maybe that's just me. Yeah, I collect the fifth one there from the trampoline. And actually collecting the star chips here also is what makes the launch star appear, so you can't just fly over with the bee suit early. The game doesn't work like that. Yes, I will catch you, Mr. Bunny, like I've called your friends before you. Yeah, and first priority, of course, is get rid of the bee suit, and second priority is hitting this switch, which will cover the gates over the water and make platforms rise up, because you want to do this because it's the easiest way to catch the bunny, because the platforms will block the bunny's way, and the water will slow down the bunny. And after that, it's very easy catch, so collect our star. I found that star can actually appear on either pole of the planet, because I do remember collecting this star before where the platform wasn't raised up but the switch was still active. Huh. Anyway, I guess it just goes to the pole that's nearest, for convenience. Alrighty then. So, first star done, let's head back on. And head back to Golden Leaf then. Woohoo! Alright, consume, let's just go. Okay, second star, what have we got? Cataquack to the skies! I guess this is more throwbacking that the engine dome has. You can get to see Cataquacks from Super Mario Sunshine. It's kind of neat. So, fly on in here. And though I didn't use it before, I'm actually going to use the shortcut where you can spin up this hill here. Just continue spinning as you go up it. Oh! Almost failed there. Oh! Oh! I was about to slide down at the end there, but I got to the top of the slope just in time. Actually above that Cataquack over there is a warp star that would actually take you up there, and that's how you're meant to get up there, but you can just do what I did, and I failed that. Let's get up there. There we go. Not too much time wasted there, and we'll just plug this log here. And now we actually want to use the Cataquack for a kind of another shortcut, because the way you're meant to do it is from that platform where we were earlier. There's a ledge you can go on, and you go left from there, and you'll end up there anyway, towards the launch star. But yeah, I just like doing it that way. And now we want to draw this Cataquack around here so it can flip us over to this next planet. And another glaring similarity to... I'm on the wrong side of the platform here. Another glaring similarity to other levels here. Instead of... This cube here is very... Wake up! This cube is very much similar to the one where we caught the bunny in Gusty Garden. Can I not get comboed by you? Combo breaker. Come on, follow me. Follow Master Mario. Oh. Master Mario, if you would. Please follow him. Cataquack, follow me. Dumb duck. Ah, alliteration. And be sure to memorize the path here, because you can kind of end up walking around in circles in this cube if you don't. So I'll land on this planet here, where the gravity is kind of weird. You've got to be careful here, because you got to be careful where you walk, because you'll end up... you could end up flipping yourself back to the beginning of the planet here if you're not careful. You just want to get to the end here and get yourself flipped up to the launch star. And then we'll land on this planet, where the star is right up there. It's just taunting you with its glittery awesomeness, but we'll get it in due time, believe me. And, break some of this path here. Break some of the dirt, so we can lure the Cataquack over to the bee mushroom in the sky here. Okay, we got it. And then we want to lure him over to this Jenga tower here. Very nice reference, and I guess more of the throwbacks of the engine dome. Oop. Be sure to collect the coin there, and be sure to land, of course, as well, so you can get your fly meter back. And now I've got to traverse across these flowers, and be sure to spin if the bugs ever get in your way. And kill them if you want more star bits, I guess. Got 48 star bits, that's quite a lot for this level. As I mentioned before, I don't usually remember having too many star bits in this level. And we'll just pick up our star. Be sure not to land on that flower platform the star is above, by the way, because it kind of spins fast, and you can kind of get thrown off with you jumping and flying if you land on it. And we're back. 66 stars. Good number, as I previously mentioned. So, head back on over to Golden Leaf for the Bagger exhibition, shall we? I like that icon has like a few just giant leaves in perspective to the icon in the planet. Perspective to the planet. Just stop getting muddled up. Let's talk about the level here. When it rains, it pours. And of course, the rain here is going to pose quite a threat to the bee form, but if you time your flying well and make sure you're not in the path of rain, then it isn't too difficult to deal with. And spin up this... Oh! spin up the path like before, except he wasn't reading my spins for some reason. Oh well. Spin! Spin, fool! And grab a bee mushroom. A bee mushroom. Stirring here. And head onto this flower here. And it'll fling us up top. And you can actually, while you're in bee form, land on top of the clouds, I guess, because you're light enough. So scientifically that doesn't make too much sense. And I think that is the L of Starbits last time, and I did this time as well. So I picked up a few back there from there. Anyways. And pick up a few Starbits along the way, why not? Why not? Not while not. Grammatical sense, what's that? And avoid this rain which is coming up. No, you don't really need to because there's a restock here. And now I want to fly up this tower and use a few shortcuts. Be sure not to lose the bee form as you go up, by the way, because that'll just rain on your parade. Ha ha. I had to use that one somewhere. And you'll lose your bee form, and the only way to get it back is to go back to the bottom of the tower again. So remain cautious, remain vigilant, and break open this block so we can use the fine and head up to the top of the tower. And I think I'll put that up. No, I didn't. Okay. Now this boss is one of the quickest and easiest as long as you keep the bee form. Although it can be just as quick and easy if you don't, but I prefer to keep the bee form anyway. You can be sure to avoid the rain and avoid the water, because either one will revert you back to normal Mario. But if you keep the bee form, you can keep on flying up to the mecha here. Oops, I think I'm going to put some water here. Oh well. But if I'm cool here, I can... Oh! I meant to pull off a triple jump there. Have him stop using the water. Oh! I thought I was going to end up jumping myself right into the spikes there, but that actually worked kind of well. That worked out well. Bye-bye, Mr. Monty Mole. I don't feel as sorry for you as some other Monty Moles who scream when they die. And we'll pick up our star. Yeah, if you do lose the bee form like I did, you can still triple jump over to him. But the way Nintendo intends you to do it, in the scene there, as you just saw, there was a switch back there which will actually make some platforms rise up. And that's how they intend you to get up to him if you lose your bee form. So, still getting plenty of star bits here. And we'll head back into Golden Leaf, because we have 2 more stars left to get here. For now. We have the Comet and the Hidden Star, but the Comet isn't quite open for us yet. Well, it isn't. So, to catapult to the skies, so we can do our secret mission, which is actually a very short one, but it's kind of neat, I will admit. And be sure to keep spinning as we head up, so we don't fall like we were doing before. And we don't need to pick up the bee form. I don't know why I was heading over there. That stump we just passed, you can stomp on that and get some star bits, but I forgot about it as I was on my way. Now you want to ring this bell with the pointer. One of the few times the pointer actually influences something in the game. Probably one of the only 2 times, actually, but just enjoy the music as you head along. Is it Rainbow Ride, this music? I'm not sure. I've not got too much time to think while I'm concentrating here. And I actually got those notes in a pretty neat pattern as well. I'm proud of myself. And we have our star. And what did that take? A minute? I'd reckon so. I wasn't keeping track of time, but I'd reckon a minute. Because remember, Tape doing it in 50 seconds, he did it quick time. I should stop referencing him. So, talking about him. He's my arch rival. I don't need to give him attention, do I? Ah, the comet is open for us. And it's the Cosmic Comet, just like Honey Hive. Once again, ripping off, as some people would like to say. That was the best imitation of that siren of all time. Anyways, Cosmic Mario Forest Race. Kind of different from the Honey Hive race, though, because you're racing like in the 3rd mission where all the platforms were, where you head to the top of the tower. Except you don't exactly head to the top of the tower, but you use the platforms regardless. Kind of neat. Stop calling things neat. Anyways. Hello to you too. Let's do this. I don't think I'm quite looking directly at him. Duck, and... Hey, you wouldn't go up here. Oh, I did it too early. Oh well. I can still beat him regardless of an early start. This can be one of the harder races though because of these platforms here, and you pay attention to where you're jumping. Oh, like it almost didn't there. And of course you don't want to fall while you're on these platforms because that would be very bad, and you would fall down and you'd waste time, and you would never be able to catch up to Mario again, Cosmic Mario here again, so... yeah. Whoops. I'm actually cutting this close. Closer than I usually do. But we beat him regardless. I will admit, I was kind of nervous at the end there. Because I've been far too cautious with my jumps, and a little bit reckless as well, I must admit. Long jumping about all over the place, and not triple jumping when I should be. Because triple jumping during that race is very advantageous for you. And what do you know, we have 69 stars as we're about to open our next galaxy, which I will admit is pretty much my least favorite galaxy in the entire game. It's one of the very few galaxies I hate, if not the only one. Just because this galaxy has some... yeah, some of the missions in here are just very similar, and just races or such around the ring that see slide forms, and then there's some which are very long and tedious, so I'm not looking forward to most of the missions here. So, some of them. Some races can be neat, but this can be kind of repetitive. It can kind of get to me. I don't think I've ever liked this level, to be honest. And it's a couple of missions coming up later, which is behind that, but what do we have here? Some friend of the penguins! So we can clearly hear Landlubber. He owns the seas, so he wants us to go through the 8 red rings. Good luck! And now you can grab a shell while you go along, which I think I might actually, because then you stay at a steady speed, and you won't end up going too far ahead of him or too far behind him. You just go at a steady speed, but just make sure not to crash into him because you'll instantly lose your shell if you do. Also, using the shell is the way to go, obviously, if you're Luigi, because spinning will make you lose air more often, more quickly. As I continue along here, I'm kind of going a little fast here. And I'm hitting his backside soon. Go on. And yeah, he can just go through the currents, and like us, we'll get spun around if we touch those currents. And then those vents I think can still hurt you, so be sure not to go touching the vents, the steam, because it's bad, very bad. Ah! Yeah, even though it looks like it might, that doesn't crush you, that structure there. And whoa. Swims around in some weird patterns, this guy. And then the final ring will appear right here. And then with the shell we can just jump on out, so we can expedite the process of getting our star. And, oh, so sorry though, Mr. Red Penguin, I hit you in the face with a red shell, and then I had to jump on top of you, and I didn't even make more progress to the star when I did jump on you. So sad. The red shell, though, hitting the red penguin, I thought opposites were to attract and sames would repel. Science! Freaking magnets, how do they work? So, we've already got the comet here too, and yet again, it's the Cosmic Comet. Joe, you got to see him 2 times in a short amount of time here. 2 at a time, every single time, indeed. Try to drink water, and it drips down the left side of my face. Kind of appropriate, because we're in a sea slide where there's lots of water, wouldn't you say? Me and my attempts at joking. Okay, just bring us in for landing. Prepare for landing, and be sure to pick up the star bits from the lighthouse as you pass by in the cutscene there, just so you can get some. Epic stare off. And go! Oh, I did that a little bit late, though. The shortcut isn't exactly too useful here, but if you're bad at pulling it off, that's the problem. Because then Shadow Mario here will get... Cosmic Mario here will get too far ahead of you. Don't get ahead of me, Cosmic Mario, I hate you! Because this race is another one of the hardest next to Golden Leaf, because especially this jump here, because because if you don't pull off that jump right, he can burst ahead of you before you know it. And of course be sure to get rid of the shell too, because if you don't get rid of the shell, you won't be able to long jump, and then it'll go much slower. And then, once again, Cosmic Warrior will just burst ahead of you before you know it. Yes! Okay. So, what we got here? Like, 5 minutes? Well, I'm actually going to go for 31 minutes here, so it's like 5 minutes, just a little more over 5 minutes. I think that's enough for 2 more stars, hopefully. So, head on back to Sea Slide here, as much as I don't want to, and do the second regular star, faster than a speeding penguin. And this is the point where I'll point out the first 3 missions we've been doing here are all pretty much the same, as I mentioned before, the same types of missions. These 3 missions have been basically just going around the ring, going around the water ring here and doing something like a race or catching up to someone. And the faster than a speeding penguin here, we're going to be obviously racing penguins. So, yeah. Kind of unoriginal in that sense. I'm a disappointment in you, Sea Slide. You are a bad name for water levels everywhere. So yes, let's just join this penguin race, even though we're a human. I guess they failed to mention that part, or notice it. Go! And spinning is probably the fastest way to go about this, and staying on the inside as well, as I mentioned before back in the Manta Ray one, Loop-the-Loop Galaxy. Stay on the inside of the ring here and you should be fine. And you can pick up a few star bits on the, what would you call them? Arcs? Yeah, arcs, as you go along. On the top of the arcs you'll often find star bits. Actually, in there it's kind of creepy. The rib cages there and the bones, or at least bone-like structures made of stone. Have to prove what they actually are from here, just by glancing at them. Anyways, and fine, we'll pick up a shell as we go along to control ourselves a little bit here. Yeah, we'll drop it off here so we can destroy the urchin, I guess, and looks like we got a few star bits along the way. That's good. Though, one good reason to keep the shell, though, is to gain more of a speed boost from those rings. Oops. Come on, speed! I need speed! I am speed! Yes. So, almost at the end here, and I'm gonna say we'll make pretty good time. One of my best, actually. I think that might be my best so far. 1:12:50. Nice. Nice indeed. And here's my gold medal. As I previously mentioned, the stars are not made of gold, they're made of hydrogen and helium. And only supernovas can make gold. I'm pretty sure anyway. Yeah. Woohoo! Because only under the intense heats of under the intense heats and energies of a supernova can strong nuclear fusion take place, and you can form more complex atoms like gold, for example, and stuff like that. And I'm going to stop nerding out here and giving you tech explanations, and instead do what shall be the last star of the video here. So I'll long jump up here and go to the Hungry Luma outside, which I may have pointed out the technique before, where you can I'm going to feed the Hungry Luma at the end of the episode, so it'll take us down and we won't waste time that we would have if we did this in the middle of an episode. So if we did it in the middle of the episode, we'll have to go all the way back to the top of the engine dome again and waste time. If that made sense. My explanations. Go, Luma, be free, and join your starry friends in the sky. Sand Spiral Galaxy. Yeah, it's kind of a neat galaxy, this. It's kind of original, but I don't like it too much myself, but yeah, I will admit it's rather original, and the idea behind it's kind of neat. Because as you can see here, you get to choose between the Boo Mushroom and the Bee Mushroom to go through the level. Excuse me for burping there. And there, excuse me. And this Koopa, we want to kill that soon, preferably, because otherwise we'll get in our way and we'll be sad. We'll land there and we'll just spin into it. Good. Because that Magic Koopa there can prove quite the problem while you go along here if you don't kill him immediately. So let's go across here. The advantages and disadvantages to being in each form. As B form, you won't get touched by the light, but you have to contend with booze lying around, and of course if you touch the water you revert back to normal. As you will as Boo Mario, oddly enough, but if you choose the Boo form, you won't get hurt by the boos, but you have to avoid the light and the water. But it's preferred that you have the B form at the end, so you can actually shortcut these spinning platforms here without having to go all the way around them. And then land on our moon here, which contains, well, doesn't contain, but has on top of it, our star. So, we got another 10 stars added to our collection in this part. Very nice indeed. And made good time of it too, we're just barely approaching 31 minutes here. So, I thank you all for watching, and I shall see you next time when we shall continue work on our newly opened engine room.